Yes, people, how are we doing? Welcome back to Hotspur Flicks TV. If you haven't done so already, please smash the likes, get subbing to the channel as well if you've never subbed, and obviously keep your notifications on so when I do upload, you will hear it first. So, yeah, it's been a crazy old window, and the window isn't actually open yet, is it? Look, we got Andy Robertson over the line. Look, if you're asking me, like I've said before, an absolute bargain, a no-brainer. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. An absolute no-brainer. Bags of experience, you name it, he's won it. Um, it had to be. It had to be. There's certain Spurs fans out there that actually said, well, what was the point in getting Robertson? He's past his sell-by date. Move on. Get the youngsters in. But then it's like, well, we have got youngsters, but they're not good enough yet. So what do we do? But if you're asking me, it's a no-brainer. Bags of experience. I must admit, I know the past couple of seasons, he's lost that pace. So, but other than that, he's still got it. He's still got it. And right now, we need that experience to come into our squad. We need that leadership to come into our squad. We haven't got many leaders right now, have we? You know what I mean? We need a bit of stability right now, don't we? You know? Obviously, the other one was this man right here, Marcus Senesi. We obviously got the here we go from the big man, Fabio. Obviously not officially confirmed by Spurs yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time now before that is actually confirmed. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the chat. What are your thoughts on Marcus Senesi joining Spurs from Bournemouth again on a free? You know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts, people. Let me know your thoughts. Before I get into the other stuff, obviously this happened yesterday, didn't it? Christian Eriksen. It happened again, didn't it, to our ex-Tottenham boy, Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen is in good spirits following his collapse against Ukraine as expected. Yeah, this has to be it now, doesn't it? He has to call it time now. Has to call it time. He has to think of his health. That's his number one. Has to think of his health. And of course his family, you know what I mean? Has to call it a day. Football, he should have called it a day 5 years ago, back in the Euros. Anyone in the chat actually watched that game live? I did as well. It actually happened on my birthday. That's how crazy it was, to remember it. And watching it live, it was heartbreaking. But then I heard it yesterday. My brother WhatsApped me yesterday. He's like, "You heard the news about Ericsson?" I said, "Oh, first thought that come into my mind, he's collapsed again." And then obviously I put Sky Sports on, and it come out that he actually walked off the pitch. So, oh boy, he's a lucky man, And it just goes to show the old mini defibrillator. I can't even say the word. You know what I'm on about. You know that obviously done the job. So that's got to be it now with Ericsson and football. He has to call time on football and think of number one, and that's his health and his family. Has to do that. Has to do that. Obviously, this guy here again linked with Spurs. Again, this was posted from Last Word on Spurs yesterday evening. I think I caught this one. So yeah, Tottenham Hotspur are preparing a third offer of 45 plus 5 mil add-ons for the central defender Van Heck. What are your thoughts on that one? Again, I'm also hearing rumours that Van Heck has agreed personal terms, and it's pretty much a done deal now. So I'm hearing all sorts really. So again, people, let me know in the chat what do you expect to happen there? Do you expect to see Van Heck join up with Van der Ven? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Let me know. And again, this guy here, Savino, is another one linked with a Spurs move. Again, it's a funny one again with the Spurs fans because it seems to be very, very divided. Like I've said before, I'm sure I said it on my last live. You know, you got one section saying, yeah, he's very, very good. The other section saying, you know, he's poor. He's poor. But come on, when you got the likes of Mathis Tell, Odibert, you know, especially Tell, because we've seen a lot more of Tell than Odibert, right? But for me, Tell can't beat his first man, can't take his man on. But what I've seen from Savio, some people call him, he can beat his first man. But I know in the final third, that's when he struggles. So, you know, there's a little bit of work there to do, but at least he can beat his man. At least he can take his man on. You know what I mean? But again, let me know your thoughts on that one. Let me know your thoughts on that one in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna start running through. I'm gonna start running through the chat now, people. So yeah, please, if you've joined, please smash the old likes, get subbing to the channel as well. Big up Rodney Martin, big up Flicks, Coys, big up Cookie from the 2 Mark Show, big up Flickster, liked, big up, thank you for that, much appreciated. Cookie also saying lateness is greatness and all that. Yeah, I was a couple of minutes late. As per usual. That's me. I do apologise, but I'm here now. Big up Ghosted, big up Flicks. Couple of people just saying hello to one another. Ghosted LDN also saying I didn't want youngsters in. Robertson from Fulham would have been good for that kind of age. Yeah, I'm sure we've been linked with Robertson before from Fulham. But yeah, we could get on to more of that one as we go on in the chat. Ghost also saying, yeah, big up to Cookie. Rodney Martin, we will spend big money this season. Well, believe it when you see it. Believe it when you see it. Look, we've got Robertson over the line, pretty much got Marcus Senesi over the line, but they're free. Free. Not spent any money on them. An absolute no-brainer. So a good start when you look at it that way. But now the window opens. I'm sure it's the 15th of June, which is what, next week. So that's where we are going to see how serious the hierarchy are, because look, we've been here before many times, haven't we? Many times, and 9 times out of 10 we do get let down. So again, like I've said before, this has to be the last roll of the dice. You know what I mean? They've gone through so many managers. It's been the same cycle time and time again, and now we've got another top manager in, because we have the coach, whatever you want to call him. He needs the tools. He needs the tools to work with. So let's hope he does get the backing, and we do get the backing as well, because we've gone through so much pain. Blood, sweat and tears, especially last season. Scraped relegation by the skin of our teeth. We can't go through that again. Cannot go through that again. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anyone wants to join me. And then we'll crack on. Bear me 1 sec, people. 1 sec. 1 sec, people. I'm just going to put the link in the chat. What's going on? Should be sent now. Yeah, it's in there. Right, so where was I in the comments? Big up Tom Kingham. Is Senesi confirmed? Well, the big man Fabio, he's confirmed it. Obviously, it's not officially confirmed by Tottenham yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of hours now until we get that confirmation of Marcus Senesi from Bournemouth to Spurs. Hopefully, another one over the line, and then we can say ta-da to Cristian Romero, because look, in my opinion, you've heard me. You know my thoughts on Romero, right? I've had enough. I've had enough of Cristian Romero. Cost Tottenham so many times. Look, go back to last season. You know that stupid red. Was it the last red was against Man United, wasn't it? Some might say it's a little bit harsh, but again, look, he's cost us so many times. So For me, it's time to go. Time to go. Time to go. As Claude, big, Claude. Rest in peace, Claude. If anyone knew Claude, by the way, Arsenal fan, that was his famous words. It's time to go. So for Romero, it's time to go. It's time to go. He's been at Spurs what five seasons now. He definitely let the squad down last season. Definitely. So for me, it's time to go. I had enough of Romero. He definitely there was no great partnership there with Van der Ven as well. Because look, I noticed it, and I'm sure many of you have noticed the same thing. When Danzo stepped in, you see a lot. There was a much better partnership with him and Mickey Van der Ven. Mickey seemed a little bit more steady. Seemed a little bit more happier, not picking fights with fans and doing rash challenges. So yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Romero steps out for Argentina in the World Cup, because we all know he's a different player for Argentina. I don't know if that's just me, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But like I said, I've had enough of Cristian Romero, and it's time to move on. And also, if we get Brighton's Van Heck through, how's that going to leave Danzo? Obviously, Dragazin has to go. Has to go. But where does that leave Danzo? Because, like I said, Danzo he's stepped in. He's done the job. He's like your old school centre back. No nonsense. Just gets on with it. Nothing pretty about him, but he gets the job done. Again, this is where it does piss me off, because there's a majority of Spurs fans out there that actually say, well, Danzo's not good enough. This is why we finished 17th 2 seasons on the trot, because of Kevin Danzo. And I'm just like, what planet are you on? What planet are you actually on? If it weren't for the likes of Danzo, Kinksky, Paulinia, you know what I mean? We wouldn't be talking about Premier League football right now. So, you know what I mean? You got to give him credit for that. Put a shift in. He really put a shift in. Where was I on the chat? Big up Drewler. Drewler's in the chat. Big up Cookie. John Stokes. Big up Flicks. Big up yourself, John. Another comment here. There's no way we should pay 50 mil for a defender. Yeah, we can talk in 6 months. Guy, he went for City, 20 mil. Well, I know money's ridiculous now, isn't it? Money is ridiculous in football, and that's times are changing. That's what it is now. Defender or striker don't matter. That's how it is. John Kingham also saying I want Trossard. Don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Other comments here. What we got? Tom Kim also saying, out of everyone, we are seriously linked with. Who would you get on your back of your shirt? Who would I get on the back of my shirt? Who would I have on the back of my shirt? That's an interesting one. Obviously, back in the day, it would be someone like Kane, Sonny. You know what I mean? But who would I have now? Who would I have now? Do you know what? I don't really know. Paulinia, maybe, if we got him on a permanent. Maddison on the back. I don't know. We could be here all day talking about who would you have in your shirt. Xavi Simmons, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do know is we need a total rebuild. It's going to be a gradual thing. I like the way Arsenal have done it. I hate to say it, but it's true. Season after season, they've improved just that little bit more. And season just gone, it really proved it. They got over the line. They got that Premier League trophy. They stuck by Arteta. That's the way to do it. I hate to say it, because Arsenal are rivals, but they've done it the right way. They've not spent huge amounts of money in one season and gone, right, we're getting. job done. They've been gradual about it, and that's what I liked about it, you know. But for us, you know, we need wingers. We haven't got wingers. I know Kulusevski's missing. Are we going to get Kulusevski back? And even if we do get Kulusevski back, is he going to be the same player? Mohamed Kudus, he's been a massive loss. You know, as we all know, Mathis Tell, not good enough. Odebert, yeah, might as well just get rid as well. And strikers, you know, they've been a letdown. Solanke, Richarlison, Moani, we don't even go there. He was only on loan anyway, so he's gone already. But yeah, it's, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, let's go and get is it Oshiman, and I think he's not going to come to Spurs, is he? The ex Juve striker, I can't pronounce his name, but there's many other Spurs channels out there talking about him. He's a free agent, as far as I know. Would he come to Spurs? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the chat, people. Let me know your thoughts on in the chat. You know, who would you love to see come to Spurs and play as that number 10, number 9 role? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Big up Surreal McCoy's still spectacle as Enoch almost always failed to provide managers with tools to do the job, then blame the manager when it doesn't work out. Well, yeah, we've been here many times, haven't we? We've been here many times. You know, it's like I said, this has to be the last roll of the dice from the hierarchy. You know, it can't always be the manager's fault. I know you can blame Thomas Frank because, look, very good manager, but for the level where Spurs should be and want to be, he wasn't that man to take Spurs forward. You know, he might as well throw Postecoglou into the mix as well. You know, I know he got Spurs over the line, but to finish 17th was not good enough. But I know the injuries didn't help as well. You know, Tudor at Spurs for all of 5 minutes should have never ever have happened. But now we've got a very good manager, coach, whatever you want to call him, in De Zerbi. Very good, Premier League proven. You know, look what he done at Brighton. You know, very good man management as well, and he's just the right man to take Spurs forward. And I'm not the only one to say this, but De Zerbi's giving me Poch vibes as well. He's giving me Pochettino vibes. So let's hope that we do get at least another 2 signings through the January summer transfer window, and you know, and we can really kick on. Look, I'm not expecting Spurs to finish top 6. Of course, I'll be over the moon if Spurs finish top 6. Of course I would. Of course I would. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself because it's Spurs, right? It's Spurs. Anything can happen. You've only got to have a couple of injuries because, look, our squad depth is absolutely piss poor. You know, this is why it comes down to who do we get rid of, who do we keep. But we can get onto that as we go on. Couple of people just saying hello to one another here. Drew also saying Bomba Romero, go. Yeah, 100%. He's got to go. I've had enough of Romero. I really have. You know, a lot of people are saying, well, he's a top defender. Well, yeah, on his day when he chooses to, you know, a bit like Richarlison, he's just so inconsistent. But he's a World Cup winner. Yeah, and look at the players he's had around him. Messi, you know what I mean? It's just bonkers. It really is absolutely bonkers. Ghost Dildian also saying, I still don't trust Romero after last summer. Also saying, yeah, need to see them in the shirt. Exactly. Look, you know, believe it when you see it. And I know we're linked with so many players, but believe it when you see it. Ghost Dildian, why don't Oshiman come to Spurs? Question mark. He plays for Galatasaray. Yeah, I know. But this is Spurs, right? This is Spurs. I know. There's that saying, you never know. If you pay him, he will come to the Premier League. Yeah, I know you never know. You never know. Sonny also saying Marmoush, or if Enoch are serious, Osherman, in brackets, this will never happen. Unfortunately, I've seen rumours of Marmoush being linked with Spurs. Again, believe it when you see it. Why would he want to leave City, who have got Champions League football? Not only that, he's going to be paid a hell of a lot more than what Spurs would pay. But hey, look, I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. I've been here many, many times through the summer transfer, even the January, where we link with so and so, yeah, we're going to get him, or we're going to get him. And it never pulls off 9 times out of 10. So until I see these boys holding the Spurs shirt and it's actually official from Big Fabio, or the Spurs accounts, then, we can all jump for joy. But until then, I'm not believing a word of it. I really ain't. Big up the 2 marks, also saying it's all about money, peeps. The wage gap needs to go. Exactly. What else we got here? Big up Steve. The most challenging position to fill, practically even. Oh, sorry, every team. Is the CF, such as limited number. Yeah, exactly. Ghost Dildian also saying we need to stop trying to replace Kane with junk like Solanke and Richarlison. I know, to think we've gone from Harry Kane, even Sonny, to having Solanke, who, look, don't get me wrong, when before Spurs actually signed Solanke, he's banging in goals pretty much every week for Bournemouth. I think, he could be a top striker for Spurs, but it's just never turned out to be that way. It's just been an absolute disappointment. Richarlison, that was a bit of a funny signing, because how he was for Everton is exactly how he is for Spurs. He picks and chooses when he wants to perform. He can turn up for a big game and turn on that shithousery, be all over the place, causing complete and utter nonsense, but cracking on with it. And then the following week he can be on the pitch, and he's not even there. It's just so inconsistent. You wouldn't think he's Brazilian. It's just bonkers. It really is. Just really, really bonkers. Big up 2 marks. Smash that like button, people. Yeah, please, please, please do hit that like button. Look, 40 people. Got 41 people here, right? And only 22 likes. What's going on? Smash the like button on your way through. Get subscribing to the channel as well. Come on, I'd appreciate it. Please, please, please. It's a big up cookie for that. Sonny also saying, I watched something the other day. Apparently, we could buy 5 players at 100 mil each. Excuse me, and afford to pay him 300k a week. Interesting. Drula, Romano, yeah, that's it. Yeah, big up, yeah, Romano, yeah. When he confirms things, it's legit. When he comes out and says, here we go, it's 100% legit. Big up Lee. Hello everyone. Again, Lee's also saying, hello everyone. Hit the like button and get subscribing. Yeah, please, 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 please. A couple of people just saying hello to one another. So look, are we going to get Senesi over the line? Surely it's only a matter of time now. Surely it's only a matter of time now before we do get Senesi over the line. And even, like I said earlier, I see this tweet from Last Word on Spurs. This was put out yesterday. So to get Senesi over the line and then Van Heck, like I said earlier, where does that leave Draggers in? And again, where does that leave Kevin Danzo? So please let me know in the chat your thoughts on that one. And again, are these two going to link up once again? Are we going to get Savinho once the summer transfer window opens on the 15th of June? Are we going to get that? Let me know your thoughts. And again, this was put out today. Again, this was posted by Last Word on Spurs on Twitter, as I still call it, or X now. So, again, what are your thoughts on Vojkovic coming to Spurs as a permanent? look, if you're asking me, it's see this one here. Look, apparently he's open to leaving the club this summer. Apparently, Bayern Munich and a number of Premier League clubs are closely following Vojkovic's situation. It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's an interesting one. So, does he come to Spurs? Is he ready yet? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just on the fence of it. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that one. Is Vojkovic ready for first team football at Tottenham Hotspur? Even though we could be signing Senesi, if you know, I know it's not actually officially confirmed yet, but to get Senesi over the line, Van Heck. Again, like I said, where does that leave Kevin Danzo? Where does that leave Dragazin? You know, if you're asking me, I'd be more than happy to get Senesi over the line, get Van Heck over the line because he's worked wonders under De Zerbi at Brighton. Vojkovic, for me, I would put him out on loan for another season. He's still got lots to learn. He's only young. I'm sure he's like only 20, 21, if that. You know, again, I'm hearing rumours that he wants to play with his brother for a season, so there could be that opportunity. Spurs to tie him down, but put him out on loan. But again, if you're asking me, I'd put him out on loan to a Premier League side. Let him gain that experience in the Premier League, you know, because we all know leagues out in Germany are totally different to the Premier League, right? The Premier League is so competitive, and I feel he would need it would help him. It would help him gain that experience, that major experience to really kick start his career. So put him out on loan. Put him out on loan to a Premier League club for a season, and then we'll see where we are from that. But again, let me know your thoughts in the chat, people. Let me know your thoughts, people. A couple of little comments here. Chris is also saying Dragazin going to work. Romero. What do you mean there? Dragazin going to work Romero. Sonny also saying, I think the video I see was on Tottenham Logic TV. Chris also saying, here we go for Savio anytime now. Fab just tweeted the flag. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was literally just put out, was it? Okay, that's news to me then. So, yeah, so I'm expecting then on the day of the summer transfer window opening, then we get Savino over the line. But again, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, people. Sonny also saying maybe for a Brinker team coming into the Premier League commentary. Drew also saying Romano has posted. Okay. Interesting. I'll take a look at that once I finish my live. See, this is another one there. Julius just wrapped my brains there. Velez, have you pronounced his name? So yes, another striker we got on the books. We've got so many players on our books that it's just baggage we don't need. Major baggage we don't need. Get rid. I'm gonna. I know I said it before on my last live. Check it out if you've not seen it. But I need to do a video where I've got a whole list of Spurs players from the goalkeepers to the strikers, and just go right. He's out. Keep, loan, sell, etc. Because, like I said, we've got so many players on our books that are just what are they doing? We've got so many players out on loan, like Alfie Devine. You know, is he still on our books? I need to look into it. I know. But it's just we need a major clear out. And again, I know our squad depth ain't all there compared to your Arsenals and your Cities, but there's a lot of players that are simply not good enough. People, simply not good enough. Look, I've got 40 people watching me, right, and only 29 likes. Please hit that like button. Smash the like button on your way through. Get something to the channel as well. I'd appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm going off subject a little bit here, right? But since I've been more consistent with my channel, Obviously, the subs have gone up and I'm getting the more likes, but I want more. I'm greedy. I want more. I want more. So please, please, I've just hit 30 likes now. So there's 10 of you watching, right? And you've not hit that like button. What's going on? Smash the likes on your way through. I'd appreciate it. But before I finish my live, right? Before I finish my live, I want 50 likes, and then I'm good. And then I'm good. I'll be happy with that. I'll be over the moon. So please, please, please do that. Please do that. Like, I'm going to put the link in again. If anyone wants to join me for a couple of minutes, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on the transfer targets, etc. I think that's gone through. Let me do it again. That should have gone through now. Here you go. The link's in the chat. So if anyone wants to join me for a couple of minutes, feel free. Feel free. Somebody also saying if Savino is 52, I'd bid at 60 to 65 for Marmouche and be done with it. Okay, I can't see Spurs going for Marmouche. Really can't. Spurs Nepal in the building. If 42.5 mil, that's okay business. Go and get Marmouche and Trafford from Man City. Trafford, I'm not too sure. Look, I know we do need another goalkeeper, right? Again, Vicario's his time is done at Spurs. We all know that one. His time is done. You know, he's let Spurs down far too many times last season, hasn't he? You know, and again, if it weren't for Kinksky, hey, you know, going back to the Wolves game, we could have dropped 2 points there if it weren't for that fantastic save from Kinksky. So again, he's not getting the credit he deserves, really, is he? So for me, Vicario, off you go. Big up Marion, big up Flicks, big up yourself. Please smash that like button on your way through. Hit the old likes. I'm on 37 likes and 39 people watching me. Keep the old likes coming in. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, people. I think I'm going to sneeze. Bear with me, people. Slightly going off subject. What are your thoughts on this? Apparently, this is going to be Tottenham's third kit for next season. At least there's no red on the AIA part. You know, I hate that sponsor. Really hate that sponsor. You know, but at least there's no red on it. But the stripes, I don't like the stripes on it. What's the point of having stripes on the front of it? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. What are your thoughts on that one? What are your thoughts on that one? Couple of comments here. It looks horrid. Yeah, honestly, it stinks, doesn't it? I like the collar. And I also like the fact there's no red on it. But other than that, it's just like, yeah, they could do so much better. But it might not even be true. It's just something I come across on the social media. I think I found it on X actually. But yeah, here we are. I thought I'd just share that with you peoples. Thought I'd share that with you. Again, you know, still no confirmation of Paulinho. You know, is he going to come to Spurs? Is he going to go to Sporting Lisbon? It's all up in the air. I know from what I've been hearing and reading, etc., he's spending time with family at the moment in his home country of Portugal. So maybe he just wants a little bit of a break and a little bit of a think of what he wants to do. You know, what's his next chapter going to be? Does he want to continue being at Spurs but being on permanent? Or does he want to stay at home in Portugal and play for the likes of Sporting Lisbon? Like I've said before in my streams and etc., you know, he's a no-brainer. He is a no-brainer. You know, again, he helped Spurs get over the line. Crucial goals. I know they weren't the best goals, but a goal's a goal, right? A goal is a goal. Scrappy or an absolute belter, but he's a no-brainer. He's a no-brainer. To get him through the door, I'll be over the moon. I'll be over the moon, you know. So, again, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. And also, who gets captaincy? Who would you like to see? Who would you like to see Spurs be captain for next season? Obviously, quite a few people are actually saying Andy Robertson. But let me know your thoughts in that one. Let me know your thoughts in that one, people. Let me know your thoughts. I got 40 likes, by the way. I need 10 more likes. 10 more likes, and I've smashed the old 50 mark. And I've got 53 people watching me. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. Smash it out. Smash it out. I'd be very much appreciated, and get sub into the channel as well. I don't think Cookie likes that kit. He's saying awful. Yeah, it's shambolic, and the only bit I like about it is the collar, and there's no red on it. Everything else about it is it just screams disgusting, doesn't it? Big up THFC, nighttime kid. We can do better. We can do a lot better. Exactly. Big up Ronnie. Away kit is fire. Okay. Well, apparently that's our third kit, but I'm not 100% sure if that would be our away kit. Hope not. Anyway. Ghost LDN also saying the yellow total 90. One last year was the best one for years. Yeah, exactly. That third strip. My little boy's got that one as well, and it's got the old crest from back in what the early no, late 90s, early 2000s, wasn't it? That crest was about before they changed it again. So yeah, I do rate that one. I do rate that kit. Yeah, Cookie also saying I don't like the stripes. Yeah, exactly. It just screams disgusting, doesn't it? Sonny also saying I like the yellow and black this season. How about the navy blue? Yeah, the black kit. The black kit was, again, that weren't Spurs. That wasn't Spurs to play in a black kit. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Never again. Honestly, never ever again. Never ever again, people. Honestly. Ronnie Madders should be captain next season. I would be up for Maddison to be captain. I know he was vice captain, wasn't he, last season? But right now with who we have, it's a toss up between James Maddison and Mickey van der Ven, in my opinion. If we get Paulinho, then you could put Paulinho in the mix. He's a leader. Again, Robertson, someone that we've got over the line. You know, some might call me deluded right now. You might be saying, Flicks, what the hell you on about? But bags of experience, a leader. We don't have many leaders in our squad. You could throw Robertson in the mix. You know, to think Spurs are only going to be playing one game a week, that could go his way. That could really swing his way. You know, I know he's lost that pace a little bit past couple of seasons. So, like I said, maybe just playing that one game a week will benefit him. That's just my opinion, but why not throw Andy Robertson in the mix for captain? You know what I mean? That would be mental. You know what I mean? A new player coming into the squad and you're captain. Crazy. But hey, we were seeing it. We will see. I've got what, 54 people in here and only 43 likes. Come on, keep hitting that like button, and please do sub to the channel as well. It'd be very much appreciated. Well, I've lost my thread in the chat. Bear with me, people. One sec. Ghost of the LDN also saying if we can pick Paulinho up for 15 mil, then I would have him back up over Gray and Bergville any day of the week. Paulinho, he's one of your guaranteed starters. One of your guaranteed starters. Now you've mentioned Gray and Bergville. They can't start for Spurs next season. Cannot start for Spurs, especially Bergville. I'm not the only one that said it, but I really don't know what Bergville gives Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I really don't. Archie Gray on the other hand, for those that know Lubo, he's a big fan of Gray. Big fan of him. So if I'm going to get rid of someone, it's going to be Bergville, and I'd put Archie Gray on loan for a season. You know, you gotta really hand it to the kid, because under Postecoglou, he was played at centre back, he was played at right back, he was played at left back, he was put in his natural position to be taken out of his natural position to be put there. He's been all over the place, and the kid's only what, 20, 21. So you got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. But he's still got lots and lots of football to learn. So not only that, to build that muscle, you know what I mean? There's not a really, there's not a great deal of physical there, is there? So for me, I'd put him out on loan for a season, and then we see where we are. But I'll definitely get rid of Bergville because I don't know what he gives Tottenham. And how does he get in the Sweden squad? I do not know. I really don't know. I really don't know. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, people. Marion also saying that shirt, maybe it'll grow on me. maybe for me it's a no. So Real McCuz also saying Robertson will probably be rotated too often to be captain. Possibly, but how many left backs have we got? Ben Davis, look, again, longest serving, I'll hand it to him. He served Tottenham, but it's time to move on now with Ben Davis. Again, I'm hearing rumours that he could be having a contract extension. Like, why? Why are you extending his contract? We should be moving on. If you're going to keep hold of Ben Davis, okay, fair enough, but put him in the youth. Let him earn his coaching badges. It, honestly, I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I really, really don't get it. So we've got Ben Davis, we've got Andy Robertson through the door now. Jed Spence can play in that role, you know what I mean? Adugi, Destiny Adugi, he's another one that has to go, but I could do another video on this. But with Adugi, too injury prone, not really the same player as he was when he first come through the back door. Just not good. Just not good. So I see, look, it's definitely going to be a rotation of Destiny Adugi and Robertson. But I'd rather see Robertson start over all of those right now. Even Souza, the young kid from was it Santos in Brazil? Bags of potential from what I've seen, but right now I really don't know. But probably just put him out on loan. Really put him out on loan. But hey, we were seeing it. It's all down to what De Zerbi wants it at the end of the day, isn't it? Couple little comments where you just talking amongst yourselves. Bear me a minute. Sonny also saying I'd love Locatelli, mate. Yeah, I know. I know Sava. He's a big fan of Locatelli. But is he going to leave Juve? I'm sure it's Juve, isn't it? He's at Juve. Is he going to leave Juve? I know he's at one of the Italian clubs, but he's one player I'd never see in a Spurs shirt. That won't happen. That won't happen. Cookie also saying, is anyone a believer? Yeah, I know we've been linked with him, haven't we, from Brighton again. It's mixed emotions, mixed feelings on that one. I'm not too sure on that one. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on that one. I'd actually rather keep Basuma for a season if you're asking me. Keep Basuma for a season. Keep him for another season. THFC Nighttime Kid also saying, I think we should look into Waldemar. I think Newcastle stiffed him up, playing him up in midfield. Here's a real number 9 before playing in 10. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know on that one. I really don't know on that one. I know he's been a bit of a disappointment. I was expecting him to come in and really get the ball rolling for them, but it's really not been that way, has it? Really hasn't been that way. Couple little comments here. I've only got a couple of minutes, people, and then I've got to call it a day, unfortunately. Cookie also said Bernardo Silva. We ain't gonna get Bernardo Silva. No way. No way. He's a free agent now, isn't he? I've not heard much about him, where his next club could actually be. I know he's with Portugal for the World Cup. That's all I know, really. That's all I know. Bear me a minute. I'm just scrolling down the comments. Goes to the LDM. Basuma needs to go. Flicks. Yeah, I know. But if I'm going to keep someone, I'll keep Basuma for a season. But the rest can go, like your Bergvilles can go. You know what I mean? Yeah. Here we are. He's And also, you got to take into effect Basuma actually put a shift in after that last injury spell. He came in. He pretty much came in when Deserby come through the back door. I'm trying to think what his first game was. Basuma's first game was against Brighton, wasn't it? And he put an absolute shift in. So if we keep seeing that same Basuma, it's like Pedro Porro. Fans are very, very 50-50 with Pedro Porro. Keep, sell. But if we see the same Pedro Porro week in, week out that performed on the last game of the season, that's the Pedro Porro we all want to see, right? That's the Pedro Porro we all want to see. Week in, week out. So if we see that, we're happy. We are happy. What else we got here? What else we got? Cyril McQuarrie, Basuma out of contract anyway. He's too inconsistent. Needs to go. Yeah, I know he's. I know he's out. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just thinking about our squad depth as well. Our squad depth is absolutely poor. I don't know. I'm just on the fence of it right now. I'm trying not to get too excited with players we're linked with, and it probably won't. It probably won't pay off, but here we are, innit? Here we are. Yeah, go steal the also saying, yeah, turning up late to training is not a good look. Yeah, I know he's been a bad boy. I know he's been a bad boy in his times, but I don't know. I'd maybe just keep him for a season, right? Unless we get another couple of midfielders through, and then yeah, I know we get rid. But I'm definitely gonna do another video of I'm literally gonna write down the whole of the squad. It's like the striker that I think Drula mentioned it earlier. I can't pronounce his name. Velez, the Argentinian kid, who Tottenham signed, but I swear he's only played like a small handful of games, probably 2 games if that. But he's just been out on loan every season since then, and I actually forgot we still had him. You know what I mean? These are players that we should just get rid of. Why are they still with Spurs? It's just a waste of money and time. It really is. Waste of money and time. I've got 42 people, 47 likes. 48 now. 48. I need 2 more likes and I've reached that 50 mark and I'll be very, very happy. I've only got a couple of minutes, people, then I've got to jump off. Yeah, Cookies also saying balloon blowing is not good for kids flicks. Wrong mentality, get real. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna lie, I did actually forget he'd done that, and that's not the first time he's done that. Yeah, yeah. Forget I said that. Forget I said that. Yeah. Go still the also saying, yeah, the clubs needs to get rid of these players if they want to spend things to change. Sonny was saying we only get around 6 to 7 players at the World Cup. Our pre-season should be quite strong with good players. They're hopefully fit to go. Yeah, hopefully. Cookie also saying too many bannings throughout the club need to go. Exactly. Far too many. Far too many idiots. Far too many idiots. And yeah, it's time to go. Time to go. I'm on 49 likes. I need one more like. One more like to reach 50. Come on. What's going on, people? What's going on? I think I've pretty much covered everything right now in my stream. But look, are we gonna get Senesi? Look, surely it's only a matter of time before we get this man over the line. Surely it's only a matter of time. And yeah, transfer window opens on the 15th of June. Hopefully we all see, and obviously Deserby, we get signings through the door. And when I say signings, I don't just mean your old Tom, Dick and Harry. Oh yeah, he's going to fill a gap. Oh yeah, we get him. He might do a job. None of that malarkey. We need top quality players that can come through the door and do a job. Yeah, that can do a job. Hopefully we've seen the back of Christian Romero. again, fans are very, very twisted on this one, you know. But for me, I know he's a World Cup winner, but so inconsistent. Get rid. Get rid. You know, so it's going to be an interesting window. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get the news that Senesi's a permanent for Spurs. But it's going to be a very, very long, very, very long transfer window. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Cookie also saying 50 likes. Great show, Flixie. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to check now. 52 likes. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Sonny also saying, I want him to stay. What, you want Cristiano Romero to stay? Surely not. Surely not. Surely not. What, because he's a World Cup winner? Picks and chooses when he wants to turn up. Bit like Richarlison. Picks and chooses when he wants to turn up and play for Spurs. Surely not. Go still doing also saying if he wins the World Cup for Argentina with a last minute goal, will fans change their minds? No. No way. Like I said earlier in pretty much at the start of the stream, wasn't it? Romero. A bit like Hugo Lloris, right? In those last couple of seasons when Lloris was at Spurs, he was an absolute calamity. But in a French shirt playing for France, he was top notch. And this is what Richarlison's doing, in my opinion. He lets it all out, you know, he puts his heart and soul into that shirt for Argentina in his country. But for Spurs, he's an absolute calamity. An absolute calamity. So for me, has to go. Has to go, people. Has to go. Come on. Has to go. Right. Also, before I go, why is this idiot still at our club? Why is Mr. Johan Lang still at our club, people? Why? Why? Why is this bellend still at our club? Lurking about like a bad smell. You know what I mean? It's bad enough having this idiot here as well. Mr. Thanai. You know what I mean? Why? 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 Hopefully we're going to see a lot of movement. But like I said, I'm going to do another video on this. Can't say when, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm definitely going to do a video on players that we should keep, sell, put out on loan, who should De Zerbi get that Spurs haven't got through the door yet as the transfer window goes on, etc., etc., etc. A couple of little comments here before I do go still in also saying I thought Lloris was a top keeper, but the club decided not to upgrade him when he was past it. Look, don't get me wrong, Hugo Lloris was a very, very good keeper, but those last couple of seasons at Spurs, he was just an absolute calamity. Absolute calamity. But here we are. Big up Marion. Lang out. Gooner out. Exactly. Bang on. Spot on. Ghost LDN also saying also a top captain before he fell off. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He was. Lloris was a top captain. Top captain, you know, he did, but then he just lost it in the end, didn't he? To think his last game was against Newcastle, or he conceded all those goals in the first half, and then had a fight with Son in the dressing room. That was his last game in a Spurs shirt. It's mental, isn't it? And he's been at Spurs all those years, and to think that was his last game, and it ended the way it ended was just catastrophe. You know what I mean? Absolutely crazy. But here we are. That's football, isn't it? Rodney Martin, well said, Flicks. Thank you, appreciated. Cookie, everyone out. Yeah, right. That is me done now. That is me done. 52 likes. I am happy. I am happy. Enoch out, exactly. Ghosted LDN. Smashing it there with the old Enoch out. But yeah, man, look, please keep hitting the old likes. Get subbing to the channel. Please smash your notifications so when I do upload, you will hear it first. Before I do go, I should have had the link in front of me, but I haven't got it. Basically, right, for those that follow me on Instagram, flicks__1, by the way, so get following my Instagram. But I actually done a 40 km hike Friday night. So Friday just gone through to the early hours of Saturday morning, and I actually didn't finish my hike, right, until about 9:30 Saturday morning. I was literally on the go throughout the whole time. I know it sounds crazy, but why did you do it? Well, I done it for a very, very good cause, for ex-veterans who sleep rough, and current veterans as well. And it was also for D-Day as well. So for a very, very good cause. I'm going to throw the link's in my description. So please check it out, somewhere along the bottom section of my description. So please check it out. Please donate whatever you can. I'll be very much appreciated. So that will go towards my fundraiser. And at the end of the fundraiser, it will go straight to that charity. So I can't claim it. It will go straight to them. So please donate whatever you can. I'll be very much appreciated on that one. So yeah, right. Yes, Cyril McCoy's Big Up Flicks. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Cookie, everyone out. Yes, so yeah, please check out that link. I'll be very, very, very much appreciated. And for those that have donated, it really, really does mean a lot. So please, yeah, check out the link. Right, that is me done now. As always, up the Spurs and ENIC out. And this hopefully we do get Senesi and then Heck over the line. Up the Spurs and ENIC.